Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're having a look at some brand new content for Three Kingdoms, which is very cool. It's just been announced today, and I wanted you guys to be aware of it. You know, if you don't go on the usual news places, here you can see. So, Total War Three Kingdoms, 8 Princes. That is a new DLC, and it's coming really soon. I'm super surprised that there's DLC coming this quickly. I really am. So here you can see on the blog post, there's also a ton of info on the Steam page I'm going to go through as well. But this just gives a nice roundup of stuff, what on earth this DLC is. So the 8 Princes chapter pack is set 100 years after the events of Total War Three Kingdoms and features a new cast of playable factions led by the foremost princes of the Jin dynasty. These 8 Princes are substantially different, offer substantially different campaign mechanics, focusing their playstyles in fascinating and unique ways. We're sure you have a lot of questions about the 8 Princes DLC, I know I do, but don't worry. Or worry not, I suppose. We've got a comprehensive fact view below. So, what is the 8 Princes? The 8 Princes is a chapter pack DLC for Total War Three Kingdoms. I had assumed that much. What is a chapter pack? Chapter packs add new start positions and stories that cover time periods linked to the main narrative of the Three Kingdoms, tying closely into the content and features of the main campaign. When will 8 Princes be released? Now this is the surprising bit. The 8 Princes chapter pack will be released on Thursday, the 8th of August. That is so soon. That is so soon from now. That is so cool. So we won't have long to wait. So yeah, I better get a move on with my He Yi campaign, huh? So is there a pre-purchase discount? Pre-purchasing the 8 Princes chapter pack will allow you to benefit from a 10% discount off the DLC's normal price, which is actually pretty low. It's a pretty cheap DLC, which is nice. We'll get into it when we go to the Steam page. What's the free content that will be released alongside the DLC? That's right, they're doing the same thing they did with Total War Warhammer. They are having DLC alongside free DLC, which is very cool. But no word on that yet. We're going to have to wait until the 1st of August to hear what that is. But looking forward to finding out what that's going to be. When does the War of 8 Princes take place? The War of the 8 Princes takes place after the events covered by the Total War Three Kingdoms, with the campaign itself beginning in 291 CE. After the establishment of the Jin dynasty in 266 by Sima Yi's descendants, the passing of Emperor Wu, formerly Simard Young, and the incapability, I don't know why I had a weird brain fart then, I couldn't say it properly anyway, incapability of his heir and the new Emperor Simard Young, now Emperor Hui, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, I'm not going to lie, I'm sorry, has plunged the Sima family into civil war as the princes chosen by the kingdom's later ruler vie for control. Who are the 8 Princes? The eponymous 8 Princes are as follows. Simard Young, the shrewd defender, Simard Young, the imperious regent, Simard Re, I think that's how you pronounce that, Simard Re, the Imperial Overseer, Simard Ai, the principal administrator, Simard Yin, the beloved governor, and Simard Lun, the usurper prince, Simard Liang, the rightful regent, and Simard Wei, the tempestuous general. So what are they fighting for? Each of the 8 Princes want to seize control of the, I think I'm supposed to say Jin, the Jin Empire, not the Jim, but, you know, that's fine. Autocorrect, it's a nightmare typing anything in Chinese. It immediately thinks you've gone mad. Yeah. It's hard to tell, you know, Microsoft Word or something. No, I'm talking about Chinese stuff, don't worry, it's cool. So anyway, for themselves, stay tuned to find out more about the 8 Princes and their motives. What new units will there be in the 8 Princes DLC? Stay tuned, don't have to, it's already on the Steam page. Hooray! So, immediately, just some awesome, beautiful screenshots. Ah, look at it. Looks so good. Ah, and now it won't go anywhere, because it's at the end. Let's go back to the beginning, shall we? Here we go. So yeah, looks beautiful. And this guy reminds me of Zhen Jiang, so I kind of want to play as this guy immediately. But yeah, very cool stuff. So let's see what on earth it is. So yeah, £6. Look at that. So £7, you know, without the discount. That's so cheap. That is so cheap. It's what, $10? Something like that. $8 maybe. That's a bargain. So it's not an expensive DLC for a whole new, you know, 8 campaigns essentially. I mean, I'm only most of the way through my second. I mean, it's nuts. So I love it. I absolutely love it. New campaign set 100 years. Yep, we know that. 8 new playable princes. Supported by unique buildings, assignments, and court options. Cool. New elite units. Pummel your foe with mighty cataphracts. Awesome. Gotta have some nice armored cav. Love it. Shape your faction development with 4 new alignments. Wealth, Spirit, Might, and Mind. So that's pretty cool. So that's the same, the alignments of the whole thing with like, champions are green and vanguards are red, that thing. So we got, there's some more new ones, which is cool. So we'll see how they fit in to the rest of them. So key public order and faction rank changes to reflect this unique conflict. Interesting. Because, I do like the, I do like it, how Three Kingdoms, it did have that level of escalation, and it felt relevant to the story. It was really cool. I like that. So I want to see how it's going to go down when it's sort of essentially a civil war, between brothers. It's kind of cool. So the year is 291 CE, and a generation has passed since the tumultuous events of the Three Kingdoms period began. Despite the tripartite division of power, in other words, it was split into 3. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm gathering. I don't think I've ever seen anyone write the word tripartite. Anyway, despite the tripartite division of power, which brought the conflict to a stalemate, and the brief unification of the kingdoms under the Jin dynasty, civil war is no more than a heartbeat away. For the Jin, the dynasty divided, its many ruling princes are hungry for greater power, each with ambitions and methods of their own. Each stand above all others. Will they rally to their emperor and empress, or carve a legacy for themselves that will echo through the ages? The 8 Princes chapter pack is set 100 years after the events of Total War 3 Kingdoms, and features a new cast of playable factions led by the foremost princes of the Jin dynasty. These 8 princes offer feature substantially... These 8 princes offer feature substantially different... Okay, that's redundant. One word or the other, guys. That's a typo. Anyway, substantially different campaign mechanics, focusing their playstyles in fascinating and unique ways. Playable Princes. Each of the 8 playable princes adhere to 5 core character classes of the base game, and have their own sets of campaign mechanics, which strongly focus their gameplay style. Sorry, wait, hang on a minute. No, I think I got that wrong earlier. So there's the character classes, which are like, the vanguards are red. I think these might be the... I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. I want to see how that plays into it. We'll find out, I think. Because, I don't think that's the class system then. New alignment. So we'll see. We'll see. So, Simard Young, the Shrewd Defender. He is a vanguard. His playstyle focus is defense and infrastructure. He gets unique units. Yay, they all do. So he gets Xianbei Horse Archers. So they are harassers, high rate of fire and mobility. And he gets the Xianbei Riders, which is Shot Cav. Brilliant. I love Shot Cav. This could be my guy. This could be my guy. Simard Young has a particular focus on defense and infrastructure. All garrisoned armies increase reserves and faction support, and help to decrease construction costs in his settlements. That's pretty cool. His unique military security building chain improves noble support. Income from all sources boosts prestige and provides additional garrisons. His unique military supervision assignment further boosts income from all sources and at the cost of noble support. That's interesting. So it seems everyone will probably be having to sort of gain noble support in order to secure, their sort of throne, I suppose. So it's interesting to see he can use the military in certain ways to help the rest of the country out, which is kind of cool, but also very dictatorial, which I think is kind of cool. So, known for his talent at identifying capable people, Simard Young has an increased chance for Man of the Hour events triggering after battles. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Simard Young, the Imperious Regent, he's a commander, which, honestly, I find they're a bit... I'd never really pick a commander over any other class, so I do hope that by the time this is out, there's been a few patches and the the sort of classes are a bit more balanced, and the commander is sort of worthwhile. Because right now I just don't see the point of a commander for the most part, which is kind of sad really. But anyway, playstyle focus, centralized government. So he gets the Chi Guardsman, Polearm Infantry, good versus Cav, excellent armor, cool. And Chi Crossbowman, armored crossbowman, excellent versus armored units. So very, very cool. So just a sturdy, very sturdy force that he can muster. Real tanky. Think dwarfs. He can be a dwarf, which is great. Simard Young's unique resource is control, which increases noble support and decreases corruption. Okay, I hate corruption. This could be my guy. Control is generated by the faction leader and through military successes. but is lost through military losses and the assignment of ministers at court. To combat the latter and increase control, Simard Young has a unique court action enabling him to cast out powerful characters from ministerial positions. Simard Young's unique administration building chain generates further control while reducing corruption, and his commanderies have access to a unique micromanage commandery assignment, boosting income from all sources and reducing corruption, at the cost of some control. So it's kind of interesting that it seems that they get big bonuses, but they all lose out on certain resources of their own. It's kind of cool. They have these cool assignments, but there's always a cost to it, which is kind of interesting. So you have to decide when you want to use those things, which I like. I like that. I like when there's choice involved in these things. So next up we have Simard. I think that's how that's said. It's a weird one. The Imperial Overseer. So he is a sentinel. Although actually I said commander, but sentinels I also don't really find a need for, really. But oh well. Playstyle focus, politics, and internal government. So, Shu Raiders, assault shock infantry, good charge, cool, and warriors of Shu. Frontline axe infantry, high health, and good missile defense. So again, this seemed pretty cool. So, having some unique axe infantry, good missile defense, and they're gonna have a great charge bonus, and so will these guys. So this is really cool. I really like this. This is a cool combination because I do like shock and awe. Anyway, Sima Rare's unique resource influence decreases construction costs and time and increases his faction's research rate. It is generated through special assignments in his commanderies and lost through military defeats. It also decays naturally over time. Okay then, interesting. His unique labour economic building chain boosts population growth and reduces construction costs. His court also features 2 unique ministerial positions, the military emissary, which reduces recruitment costs and enables the military interference assignment, and the provincial advisor, which reduces corruption and enables the provincial inspection assignment. So this guy reminds me a lot of Jiang, actually. Because, with the axe, infantry, and he's all about getting those wins in quickly, because he's going to want that influence. He's going to want that quickly. Because, oh, actually, no, because he gains it. He doesn't seem to gain it through military wins. He only loses it through defeats. It decays over time, though. So, that's a weird one. But yeah, it's generated through assignments in his commanderies. I was thinking it was, you'd gain it through fighting, in which case, lots of raiding. Do that, get your influence up. No, apparently not. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, interested to see what he's like. All of these guys, actually. They all seem interesting in their own way. Sima, the principled administrator. He is a champion. His playstyle focuses internal development. He gets the infantry of Jin, which are polearm infantry, anti-cav, good morale and armor. I'm pretty sure we've already seen these guys in the base game, or at least something very similar to the infantry of Jin. Also, archers of Jin. Excellent range damage, high ammunition. Okay, that's good to see, because if that's his unique thing, and he's not a strategist, he's not going to have the best cunning, so he's not going to be able to support the highest amount of ammunition bonuses for his troops. So, yeah, just having them base high ammo, I think, is good. Sima Ai's unique resource is Reformation, which improves trade influence and research speed, while reducing corruption. Okay, cool. Reformation is generated by settlement development, as Sima Ai's unique reformed infrastructure trait means that buildings in commandery capitals influence the increase and decrease of Reformation. Interesting. Huh. Okay, this is something I feel I want to have a play around with before I could really judge what on earth this means. Because, that seems very unique. So, to further enhance Reformation, Sima Ai's faction also has access to 2 unique commandery assignments. Restructure Administration boosts Reformation gain and any Reformation gains from commandery buildings, while Regulate Markets decreases Reformation but enhances income from commerce, silk, and spices. That's pretty cool. I like the sound of that. So, Sima Yin, the beloved governor. He's a strategist. Cool. Always love a good strategist. Playstyle focus. Characters. Okay. I guess that kind of makes sense, because, you can't really send him out as a strategist to go and, fight all your enemies. You're going to need to get some powerful people around you, aren't you? So, Chang Hunters, Horse Archers, good Skirmishers, good Melee, and Fatigue Immunity. Oh, damn, that's amazing. These all have Fatigue Immunity. Okay, guys, you play this in Records mode and you win every fight. That simple. That simple. Fatigue doesn't have quite as big an impact in Romance, but still quite a big impact. But it's especially prominent in Records. So anyway, Jiang Marauders, Shock cavalry, flankers, fatigue immunity, and poor defense versus missile. That's fine. And Chang raiders, melee cavalry, flankers, fatigue immunity, poor defense versus spears. So these two are both quite similar. They're both quite similar, with just one shock, one's melee. So, you know, fine. Sima Yin's court differs from all others, as characters who are assigned to any ministerial position grant faction-wide effects. Oh, wow. That's really cool. That is really cool. A trait normally reserved only for the Prime Minister, heir, and faction leader. Assigning a smart combination of characters to Sima Yin's court can therefore have a powerful and wide-ranging impact. That's really interesting. It's been a late night, guys. I had a late one. So Sima Yin also has access to stronger variant of the government support agricultural building chain, which grants extra bonuses to income from peasantry and food production from farms in the same commandery. That's pretty cool. Sima Lun, possibly. The Usurper Prince. He is a commander. Again, not that excited about commanders, but we'll see. We'll see if it's changed by then. Playstyle focus, espionage and diplomacy. I have had very little luck with any of the espionage mechanics, so if he's good at it, then great. Maybe that'll help. Xiongnu cavalry. Maybe. Again, kind of winging it. You know, I've picked up some Mandarin, but still. Yep, new words that I haven't come across before. Having to guess them from scratch. It's a bit tough, so Xiongnu, I think, cavalry. Shock cav, excellent charge, good. Always like that in cav. And also cataphracts. Ah, that's so good. So, yep, nice heavy armor on cavalry. Just get them stuck in and let them fight. I love that. I love that a lot. Sima Lun's unique faction resource is subterfuge, and his playstyle is heavily dependent on deception and espionage. Sima Lun has extra spy slot available from the start of the campaign. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And generates his unique resource through the actions performed by his spies. Subterfuge can be spent on inciting proxy wars. Nice. Performing diplomatic deceptions and increasing the effectiveness of the faction's undercover network. Subterfuge is also generated Sima Lun's unique judiciary administration building chain, which also improves income from family estates. Oh wow. Huh. See, that's really interesting, because family estates, I'm pretty sure that's just the base level income that all factions have. So no matter if you lose, you know, everything, you still have like $2,000 coming in every turn. So family estates, boosting that, it just means you've boosted your base income, which is kind of interesting. That's pretty cool. So, you know, not tied to any buildings or anything. Just be sort of background thing. Although it is tied to buildings, because it's tied to the administration building chain. But you know what I mean. That potentially could escalate pretty well. So that's cool. That's very interesting. So Simard Young, the rightful regent, champion, cool, and his playstyle is lawful rule. So his unique units are Imperial Guards, frontline infantry, excellent defense. I'm assuming Simard Young is supposed to be the one who's the rightful regent. He's the one who's supposed to be in charge. So yeah, makes sense. He'll get the Imperial Guards. So yeah, just frontline infantry, excellent defense. Don't have swords or what? Not sure. Simard Young's faction has a unique government type called Domain. Okay, interesting. Which restricts the number of counties which can be governed without incurring penalties. Okay. However, his faction also has access to the unique resource of jurisdiction, which increases the faction's maximum domain size and greatly increases income from the faction leader's estates. Okay. Replenishment, and the chance to capture characters. The main source for jurisdiction is factions who submit to his leadership through a unique cooperation vassalage treaty. Jurisdiction is also generated through judiciary administration building chain, which also fights corruption. Huh. Kind of novel. So that's going to be... I imagine he's probably going to start with a bigger chunk of territory than anyone else at the start, and this is a way of controlling expansion for him. So he can't, just explode, because, he wouldn't start on critical mass and just be able to take over the rest of the country. I think that's more of a limiting factor for a guy with a decent start, I imagine, or like a powerful start. That's what I reckon this is, mostly. So, Sima Wei, the tempestuous general, a vanguard. Yep, tends to be quite tempestuous, them vanguards. So, playstyle focus, aggressive expansion, unique units, Chu infantry, their assault, strong versus infantry, and Chu spearmen. So anti-cav, strong versus armored cav. So oh, so good. Armor-piercing spearmen. Cool. I like this. I like this. Interesting. Just decent frontline units. That's always appreciated. So Sima Wei's unique faction resource is Fury. Cool. And is generated through military victories and conquest options. Fury reduces unit upkeep, increases replenishment, and impacts the diplomatic attitudes of other factions towards Sima Wei. Fury decays over time, so maintaining military fury and to show his generous side, he has... Oh, wait, hang on. Nope, I just skipped a line. So, maintaining military momentum is key to success with Sima Wei, but he also has some tempting tools to release his fury and to show his generous side. He has 2 unique administration assignments. Reward the nobility, which boosts support from nobles, and Rally Conscripts, which further enhances replenishment. Sima Wei also has a unique call to action, Present Gift, which improves the recipient character's relationship with him. Interesting. Sima Wei's conscription military building chain brings higher starting ranks for new recruits, a bonus to seasonal retinue deployment, cool, a boost to replenishment, and a reduction in redeployment costs. Interesting stuff so far. So, wow, there's still so much to... Oh, no, there's not that much. There's some. So, faction advancement. A prince's faction ranks differ from those of the Warlords of the Three Kingdoms period, advancing from minor prince to grand prince, then imperial prince. Alright then. You also have the choice of whether to pursue the emperorship for yourself, or preserve the existing emperor and rule as his regent. Your choice between these 2 options is based very closely to the alignment paths you choose to follow throughout the campaign. Sorry guys, I'm knackered. Alignments. The alignment system grants new choices in how you shape your faction over time. The 4 alignments, Wealth, Spirit, Might, and Wind, all grant different bonuses. Okay, so these are choices you make as you play. So, okay, interesting. All grant different bonuses, and their adoption is driven by a wealth of bespoke new events and dilemmas. As your association with specific alignments grows, you'll begin to encounter events and dilemmas themed specifically around those alignments. This sounds really interesting. I like this. So because Three Kingdoms, you didn't get a lot of events. Not really. It'd just be kind of one. Just to be like, oh, you're going to do a thing that's sort of, I don't know, isn't really supported particularly well by the general Total War overall campaign mechanics. You know, here's something that'll just randomly declare a war or not, or choose between a couple of wars you want to enter, or whatever. Just to help follow the story in a way that the campaign otherwise probably wouldn't. So, you know, that was it. You just got the one, usually. So it's nice to see that we're going to get a lot of events. I like that. It keeps the sort of role-playing aspect going, which I really appreciate, because it's a very character-driven game, more so than any other Total War game has been, at least. So, very cool. So, your alignments also inform the dilemma you'll face when you capture the Emperor. The outcome of this dilemma, in turn, defines whether you ascend to the highest faction rank of Emperor or Regent. Each alignment grants increasing bonuses to aspects of your faction. Wealth. Increasing your faction's alignment with this aspect offers rising bonuses to income, trade, and prestige. Spirit. Increasing your faction's alignment with this aspect grants rising bonuses to your faction's food production, diplomatic relations, noble support, and prestige. Might brings faction-wide bonuses to your armies, campaign movement range, mustering times, retinue upkeep, and prestige. And Mind boosts character experience gains, your faction's research rate, and available administrator positions and prestige. That's cool stuff. Noble support. The War of the Eight Princes was largely a struggle for supremacy among the nobility. To reflect this, public order is now known as noble support. Oh, okay. So every time they're like, noble support goes up, that's just public order. Low noble support will cause a rebellious noble-led army to spawn. Interesting. Because, yeah, I mean, nobles aren't going to be happy with a bunch of, you know, bloody kids running around trying to play emperor, are they? Trying to play warlord. That won't do. So yeah, got to win them over, right? However, the sources of positive and negative noble support throughout your infrastructure are thematically very different to public order, as the aristocracy's needs and desires are different to those of the people. Maintaining stability through noble support will depend on different building choices to the Three Kingdoms period. Likewise, unlike public order, in the base game, growing commandery populations do not have a negative impact on noble support. Oh, that's cool. So the bigger the city, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. You're just going to get the benefits from that. So that's kind of cool. But, yeah, you're going to have to build your cities very differently in order to get the noble support going. But, yeah, this is really cool. I love it. This is awesome. So, yeah, there we go, guys. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's Three Kingdoms. 8 princes. We're gonna be able to check this out real soon. God, I can't wait. I can't wait for this to come out. But I've got to finish my campaign first. So yeah, a lot to do. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and be sure to check out other 3 Kingdoms content out on the channel. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a good one.